up guys, welcome back to Aquatic Elements. Now you may be thinking, oh, you're sitting in a slightly different position today. Normally I'm in front of the Monster Fish Mega Tank and we have a new aquarium next to me here. So in today's video we're actually going to be setting this aquarium up. Now for those of you who may remember and who may have previously watched the channel, this was actually originally the super simple budget goldfish aquarium, and I've actually just got it back out of the cupboard and I'm actually going to be setting it up in today's video for some new arrivals. Now leave some comments on down below what you think we're going to be adding to this tank. I don't think anyone's going to guess what we are going to be getting for this tank, but feel free to leave some comments down in the description. Now this is a Superfish 110 litre aquarium. We also have a light on top, and then I've got my dual Bioflow 3.0 filter in the back. So in today's video we're going to be doing a small aquascape. I'm going to be putting some substrate and a bit of wood in the aquarium. We're going to be getting the filter running, and then in the next few episodes we're going to be adding some fish to this aquarium. So let's get the escape going in this aquarium. Let's get it all started and we can get it all set up. Now, first on the list of what we need to add to this aquarium is substrate. Now, in the Monster Fish Mega Tank, we have a light coloured substrate, and I'm debating about putting that into this aquarium. However, I do have some leftover black substrate from my previous aquariums, so I think I'm going to give that a go and black out the bottom. Now, I haven't blacked out the sides or back. I may do that at a later date, but I really want to get this tank set up and ready for our new arrivals. So I've got some black sand I've used previously, so I'm going to get that in the tank now, and then we can look more at the aquascape. So I've just added the sand in the bottom, probably a little bit too much, but we've got probably an inch layer in the bottom. So I will show you what it looks like once I've got this all in and the aquascape in. I'm going for a real simple aquascape to start with. I may end up putting a few plants in here, but just going for a simple aquascape to begin with. So now we've got the sand in, let's focus on the hardscape. For hardscape, I've actually had this wood lying around for ages. Got a little bit of grit on it, but I'm going to try and work this into the aquarium. Now I'm not sure if it's going to be a little bit too big, but I'm hoping to create some nice effects with this wood. Now I'm not sure if it's going to be too much for this tank. I don't want it coming out of the surface because I do have some fish that potentially could jump in this, going into this aquarium, and I don't really want to have to remove the lid, but I think what I'm going to do is probably set up something like that, maybe a few little pebbles in the bottom, and then I can always move it around. So I've just got these pebbles out of the garden, you can probably see here, so I'm just going to actually place these into the aquarium just to get a little bit more of that sort of riverbed look, placing them around the bottom of the wood and sort of just spreading them around. I can always move these at a later date, not really essential for the fish I'm putting in, but just adds a nice little bit of sort of contrast to the wood. So the next step is to get it filled up. Now I'm actually going to be cycling this tank with mature filter media from the Mega Tank. So essentially I'm going to fill that dual Bioflow with a sponge, lots of biomedia, and then we're going to fill it up with a little bit of tank water, but mainly fresh water. Get it up to the right temperature with a small heater in the aquarium, and then it's actually going to be ready initially straight away for some fish. Now I'm not going to be adding any fish in this episode, but probably in the next episode or the episode after that I will. Now if you are adding a live bacteria or live filter media to your aquarium, you need to either ghost feed it or get fish in it straight away, otherwise you're going to lose that bacteria and the cycle will crash. So let's get this tank full. I'm really hoping that the wood doesn't decide to float, and then we can get a bit of mature media in there, get the heater in there and get this tank up and running. Now I've just got my pipe set up, hooked up to the tap. I'm probably going to fill it around half with fresh water and then half with water from the Monster Fish Mega Tank. Now the water itself doesn't hold any beneficial bacteria, but I don't really want to put my mature media in with totally fresh water because it may have some effect on the bacteria. Although I'm going to be treating it with Sea Chem Safe, I just don't really want to run the risk of killing off that bacteria, especially as I'm going to be adding fish in the next episode. So I'm going to fill up the tank with water from the tap. It's going to be the same temperature as the water in the monster fish mega tank, so I don't cause any disturbance to the bacteria I'm going to be adding. We can add that water, get it all cycled, get it nice and clear, and then we can add our first fish in the next episode. So let's get it filled up. As you can see, the water is starting to fill up this aquarium. It's probably going to take 2 minutes to get to halfway, and then just use a few buckets to fill the rest of the aquarium. Now in the filter section, I'm going to be using my mature Biohome and Alpha Grog that I have in my internal sump filter on the monster fish mega tank. Going to be filling it up completely and then adding 2 layers of sponge, one coarse and one fine, at the top of this filter to keep the water nice and clear. Now this substrate, as I mentioned, I've actually used this before, so it's all been rinsed and it's all been used to being in the aquarium, so it's not going to have any nasties or any chemicals or anything like that in it. So let's get this halfway full. I'll then transfer some water into here from the monster fish mega tank, and then we can get the light running on it, and then we can actually finally check out what it looks like. And there we have it. The tank is now completely full and I've got the light running on it. Hopefully you can see it on camera and the light isn't too bright for the camera. But I'm really happy with it. Nice simple scape. Obviously the water's got to settle down a little bit. I'll probably move a few little bits around, but overall nice simple scape to put together. As I said, I may add a few plants, maybe some Vallis or maybe some Java ferns at a later date, but the tank is now all set up. I've actually added the mature biomedia from the monster fish mega tank as well. Didn't really need to film that. Simply just putting a few mesh media bags of Alpha Grog and Biohome into that dual bioflow filter with a few sponges on top. So the tank is all set up now and we are ready for fish. We've got the water up to temperature, it's sitting at 26.5 degrees. We've got flow going through the whole of the aquarium, and we've got our mature filter bacteria in there as well. So let me know down below what fish you think I'm going to get for this aquarium. I'm not going to give any hints or tips away, but there's definitely a few fish going in here, but you have to find out what I add in the next few videos. But that's it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.